I've wanted to always, you know, try to do something a little bit different, just to keep it exciting, and you know, also try to use this platform to help anybody else that we can in many different ways. And because we have such a huge following, you know, why not utilize that to help others? So, you know, before we bring them on, let's just do a quick little, you know, intro for the sponsors. For all your emergency crime and trauma scene cleaning, reach out to Bio 1 of New Haven County, 203-577-8242. You know, some of the stuff that they can help you guys with, if you ever have to, you know, hopefully you don't, but these things happen, and somebody needs to do the job. So, you know, suicide, homicide, odor removal, undiscovered death, feces and bodily fluids, sewage backups, virus disinfection, cleaning of emergency vehicles, jail cell contamination, and blood cleanup biohazard. They also do a lot with hoarding services. So Matt's a great guy, and his team, nothing but professionals. So, you know, if you ever find yourself in an unfortunate situation, give Bio 1 a call. Another sponsor, let's see. So for all your injury, you know, car accident and injury claims, call Lance at mybadinjury.com, 203-314-3754. You know, Lance is another one that's going to help us, you know, keep this going and you know, take it to levels that we never thought we could. So thank you, Lance. Again, mybadinjury.com. So, you know, some of you guys know, some of you might not, but you know, I have a little bit of a background. You know, I used to deal drugs. I used to use drugs, and you know, eventually that took me to, you know, living in the streets at times, and just really struggling, not having direction, and you know, just really struggling with life. And you know, even though my guest, you know, was brought up in a completely different environment, the one thing, you know, that we can relate to, I think, and we'll let him explain that, is, you know, that time, unfortunately, when, you know, you find yourself in a bad place, and you get, you know, sentenced to have to do some time. And I had to go walk through that. And I didn't do a big sentence. I did 4 months and a week, and then I paroled out. But that day that I was locked up, a lot of people can relate to. Doesn't matter, you know, where you're from or whatever. You get locked up, that day that you go in there, I got to think that everybody that goes through that is feeling the same, you know, the same things. Lost, broken, scared, you know, unsure, confused, uncomfortable, you name it. You got to eat new foods, and, you know, mystery meats, and you name it. But you know, we're all human, and we're all, you know, resilient in that sense. So, but I want to, you know, yeah, I've been in recovery 11 and a half years now. The lifestyle that I live today is completely different, and I do all types of things. I've traveled all over the country. I've seen, you know, the worst of the worst areas, from 8 Mile in Detroit to, you know, different places in Miami, just really bad places. But I've gone to help people and families find treatment and help. And that caused me to just kind of jump into other people's environments, no matter what they were. Columbus, Georgia, you know, some really rough places, and just try to meet people where they're at and get them the help that they need. Yes, I am a felon, ×2. But and eventually I'll you know, get rid of that. I just haven't done the paperwork because I don't let it stop me here. And it really hasn't stopped me from doing anything. So that being said, you know, I think, you know, we have a gentleman here that has gone through some things, and I'll let him talk about that. But you he's on to a different thing, and I don't want any judgment, no nonsense. This is a New Haven based family with this on scene thing, and I think we can, we got somebody out here that's he doesn't need our help. He's going somewhere regardless. But with our following, I want to do whatever we can to help him, considering he's from here. So without further ado, let's bring him on. Bando Cruz. I think he's out of Fairhaven. He just released an album on all major platforms. One of his songs right now, it's on repeat. Know Your Worth. Check him out. And let's hear what he's got to say. And like I said, it's all about support and love and, just helping each other out. And if we can do that through here, let's do it. So let's bring him on.
Man, for what you're doing, man. I mean, and I just definitely overwhelmed and honored, man, to be able to stand here, man, to say that, I'm blessed, man, that it definitely was a time when it was trials and tribulations, and it was downhill, and I didn't know no way out. I just definitely was a time where I had to get on my knees and pray to God a couple times, because I didn't believe in myself or my future, man. But I just know that I realized, man, was a way out, man. And and I appreciate you, man, for even having me here, man. Like I said, we come from two different worlds. At the end of the day, but we ended up in the same system at one point. You feel me? And I just appreciate you for letting me use the platform, man, for everybody to even know to go to my music, man, to tap in, man. My album dropped just yesterday, man, November 11th. Bando Cruz on all platforms, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music. We outside, we working. New Haven, we working, man. From one end to the other, we working. Either we watching the streets or we fucking these streets up the right way, man. But we doing it correct, man. And we just here, man. I just say salute to you, man, for what you doing, man, for keeping every corner safe, man, for making sure we know what's going on. Because at the end of the day, man, there's a lot of hotlines out here, man. There's a lot of unsafe environments out here, man. A lot of kids out here, man, that don't have real guidance, man. Sometimes we need to exploit that, man, because this shit's foul out here, man, New Haven have definitely turned into a foul environment where you can't trust nobody, man. So you giving light to violence and giving light to situations, man, that's a plus, man, because we need that, man, at the end of the day. But whatever anybody, call or say, but at the end of the day, man, I appreciate that, and it all go hand in hand, man. We out here in the streets, we working, we figuring things out, man. We know what it is, man.
Yeah, so why don't you, I'm going to talk for a minute, turn your volume down so they can't hear the feedback.
Definitely got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
No, you stay on. Just turn your volume.
I can hear you. I did it.
Okay. But there's still feedback for some reason. I don't know why.
You know what? Somebody?
Is somebody else watching near you?
Say it again?
Is somebody watching the live near you?
Nah, nobody.
Oh. So I don't, maybe just tell us where you where you grew up, anything, in regards to.
Shit, I was blessed, man. I was born, in October 28th, man. So a couple weeks ago, man, I had a nice birthday venue, man. But I'm definitely happy to say that I made it, man. It's 35, But I was born in New Jersey, man. My family, my whole family, I'm born in Passaic, New Jersey. My whole family from Camden, Patterson, Passaic, that area, man, of the neck of the woods, man, where it was rough. And this right here, this album cover right here, dedicated to my uncle, man. He was the king of Camden, New Jersey, man, when we was growing up. For my family and my uncles and my ancestors, everybody, man, he was the kingpin. He was the one that held our family up. And addiction, like you said before, addiction and the streets and poverty brought our family. That's when it was the rise and fall of the Cruz and Guzmans. And from then on, man, it was just poverty, man. It was just hard hitting from New Jersey to New Haven, Connecticut, to the Hill Health Center. To the Hill, and it was the worst, man. It was poverty from then on, man. It was just addiction and absences, and a lot of prison. I don't even know my father. You know what I mean? My father was, my grandfather, I guess, and my father was my uncles and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I never in my life met my father. I don't know who my father is. If y'all hear my music and you tap in Bando Cruz, like I said, everywhere, you might hear that I always talk about my father, man, because my father wasn't around, man. That's kind of like my motivation, man, you know what I mean? To this day, I don't even know if he's alive, is he dead. I know he's Cuban. My mother's side is Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? He's a Cuban side. He was a roughneck from Cuba. He came down to New York and he took over the world, man, down there, man. I don't know what happened to him after that, man. But you know, I'm just a little old man from New Haven, Connecticut, man, that's striving, man, and that been through it all just like everybody else, man, and that just came from the bottom. We still striving, we still struggling, man, and every day is like a we get obstacles, man. We get blocks, man, every day, man. Which is it could be family blocks, it could be mental blocks, it could be depression. Nobody really know what nobody go through in life. You know what I mean? But we get blocks. But I'm so happy and blessed to say that, man, that I strive and pivoted over all these blocks, man, and finally finished my album, man. You know what I mean? And I'm an independent artist. You know what I mean? I did my own thing. I invested my own money. You know what I mean? And nobody helped me, man. I've been doing this on my own since last year, man. When I decided to having to quit my job, man, because it wasn't even working for me, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sadie, man. Shout out to Sadie, man. When we was cleaning up all the houses and doing everything we had to do, man. But that wasn't I couldn't do that, man. You know what I mean? Mentally, I know I'm an entrepreneur, man. I've been that since I was a baby, you feel me? And I know I'm destined to greatness, man, but it just took me to really believe in myself, man. You know what I mean? It took me to really, like, understand what I want in life, you feel me? And understand the difference of my surroundings, of what really have me trapped and what's trapping me trapping. Am I trapping myself, or is other people that's trapping me? And I started realizing that I was trapping my own self mentally, man, because it's all about that, law of attraction. We said it. You feel me? It's all about attracting what you really want in life. It's all about really believing that shit, living that shit, really eating that shit, really dreaming that shit. Yo, I used to dream this right here. Foyer Bando Cruz, man. I used to dream this shit. I used to draw this every single day. I drew this shit like 1,000 times in my cell just to make it perfect. You know what I mean? And look at, man. It's funny. I remember, man. I used to tell everybody about, yo, Foyer, man. We used to be on the yard, man. Yo, Foyer, man, because we had a vision. You know what I mean? Everybody had a vision. Everybody believed in me, man. But it was a point in time where I didn't believe in myself. You know what I mean? Now we got Bando Cruz in every state. Now we got Bando Cruz. Now we got everybody linking in and tapping in. If nobody know, my streams is in the hundreds of thousands. Excuse me, it's in the hundreds of thousands of streams, man. So they streaming me, man. They listening, man. They loving me, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to New Haven, man. They really loving us, man. So just go, man.
Hey, so I think if you go into your settings or something and turn your mic off or something, maybe.
My settings?
Like your settings within this. I don't know if there's an option to shut your mic off or because for
It's probably
some
because
reason when I it's good when you're talking, but when
is
I
it
talk,
now? What about now?
yeah, yeah, there's still feedback, like for whatever reason, and I don't know what it is. Um, I can't do that, but so I'll talk really quick, and we're gonna do this again. We'll have you on the podcast. But I think it's important. Your album just dropped. Um, check out tell us about the clothing brand and the process of getting that done. And
Well,
yeah. Oh, so turn it back on. Or did you do
I
anything?
just
Yeah, I don't know why it's different now, but
for the process of my clothes. listen, man, I want to say that hit me all day long about my clothes, how to do that.
I'm going to talk more about what I see in you and stuff like that. And we'll connect on the other side. All right.
Definitely,
I'm in.
definitely, bro.
I'm in.
Ben,
All right. So, I apologize with that. I don't know what you were able to hear. We'll bring him on again, on the podcast. I just think, you know, when he's a really good storyteller, if you listen, know your worth. Now some of our followers, you might not be able to relate or try to hear but it's about the lyrics and it's about the message behind the music. And when he talks in his music, you can hear every word that he's saying, and he's a great storyteller. So I can feel his passion in every verse that he puts out there. So it's cool that he's doing his thing, and we're going to do whatever we can to support that as we grow and he grows. I know he's going to be fine with or without us, but I think it was important he's local, and he's come from out here, and it's not easy. A lot of these scenes we cover, we see a lot of kids, and there's not from what I know and what I hear, there's not a lot to look up to. And I know that he would tell them, you don't have to go through what I went through to get where I'm at right now. There's ways you can do it, but a lot of it's up here. So check out his music. He's super passionate about what he's doing, just like everything I do. We're the same age. We were only born like a couple months apart in '85. But go check out his song, show him some love, and we'll bring it back. I'm gonna go cruise around and see what happens tonight. If anybody's struggling with anything, feel free to reach out. Hopefully you got Bando Cruz, but you missed it. So it'll, I don't know how good it came out. At some point we'll have him back on again, and we'll see. We're trying something different. Try to show someone local, use this platform to support somebody else. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to keep doing. So shout out to Bando Cruz, and I'm going to get me a shirt or two and a hat, whatever. Yeah. So have a good night. I'll be out here, and